Alright guys, with how many Fox Lady leaks we've been getting recently, I thought now would be a good time to basically put everything we currently know about her into one video. Because we've already talked about her different forms, her Sentinel form, her two ultimates, domain field, coordinated attacks, and all the other different attacks she apparently has. There's honestly a lot going on with this character, so instead of making you guys go through all the previous videos trying to piece everything together, today we're basically going to recap everything we currently know about Fox Lady and what her kit could potentially look like. And I also need to correct something I said about Suoming in the previous video, because the information I gave you guys about her element and her weapons appears to have been wrong. I previously said that Suoming was going to be a Havoc Rectifier character, but according to the more recent leaks, she's actually looking to be an Electro Sword character instead. The Echo damage enhancement part still seems to be there, but her element and weapon are completely different from what we previously thought, or what I previously thought. So we'll talk about it later in a video as well, but before we start the video, I actually have two really quick questions for you guys. First, would you guys want me to start making more free-to-play guides? Not just for upcoming characters, but for older characters as well, especially when they get reruns. And second, I've been thinking about making a Discord server for the channel. Would you guys join if I make one, or like no, that's not a thing? If yes, let me know down below and I'll make the guides and the server and put the Discord link in the comment section. And also a quick reminder about the giveaway: if you haven't joined yet, just comment roadmap and subscribe to the channel and you'll automatically be entered into the giveaway. Winners should be announced sometime around next week. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get into everything we currently know about Fox Lady. Fox Lady is currently expected to be Electro and uses a Rectifier, and from everything we've seen about her kit so far, she's looking more and more like she's gonna be some kind of major DPS character. I mean, she's the Sentinel, so like, now obviously this is very early information. We're talking about leaks for a character that hasn't even entered a proper beta yet, so literally anything here could change. But the overall concept of her kit right now sounds absolutely ridiculous. The biggest part of Fox Lady's gameplay seems to be her two different forms. Well, technically you could almost look at it as four different forms, but we'll get into that in a minute. We apparently have her normal form and her Sentinel form, and this is probably the thing that makes Fox Lady stand out the most compared to a lot of the characters. I mean, let's not include Cartethia or Ameth here, or Hiyuki, because these don't seem to be two different visual appearance. According to the early kit information, each form apparently has its own moveset. So when Fox Lady changes forms, we're not just talking about her attacks getting stronger or her animation changing slightly. Her actual attack seems to change. But here's where the whole fourth form things come from. Both her normal form and her Sentinel form apparently have their own enhanced state. So essentially you've got her normal form, enhanced normal form, Sentinel form, and enhanced Sentinel form. Now, whether those actually feel like four completely different forms in gameplay, we obviously don't know yet, but either way, there seems to be multiple different layers to this character's combat, and this is why I'm really curious to see what her actual rotation ends up looking like, because depending on how quickly you're switching between these states, Fox Lady could potentially be one of the more complicated characters we've had in Wuthering waves. We still don't know exactly what causes this transformation. Maybe one of her skill does it, maybe her liberation is involved, or her forte, or there could be some completely different condition we don't know about yet. But what we do know is an early look at the attacks she's apparently going to have. The information we've seen basically separates her gameplay into two different phases. Starting with phase 1, Fox Lady apparently has a basic attack combo, going from basic attack 1 all the way through basic attack 4. And she has a normal heavy attack. She also has something specifically listed as a core heavy attack. And on top of that, there are apparently two skills, skill 1 and skill 2. So even her first phase already has quite a bit going on. And then we get into phase 2, and this is where her moveset starts looking way bigger. In phase 2, she apparently has basic attack 1 through basic attack 3, but then she also gets enhanced basic attack, going from enhanced basic attack 1 all the way to 4. Then she has a normal heavy attack, enhanced heavy attack, and apparently even a finisher heavy attack. And that finisher heavy attack is one of the parts I'm probably most curious about, because that makes it sound like there's potentially some kind of attack sequence you're supposed to complete before getting into it. Maybe you enter the enhanced stage, go through your enhanced basic attack, or something like that. Obviously that's just me guessing based on the names, but we don't know if we actually have enough information to know her actual rotation yet. But the fact that there are this many separate attacks listed for one character is already pretty crazy, and somehow that's still not everything, because another massive part of Fox Lady's early kit is that she apparently has two ultimates, just like Hiyuki or Cart. And if that's actually how it works, I'm really interested to see how different these two ultimates are. Maybe one of them is more focused on entering her enhanced state, or maybe one is just a massive damage dealer or something like that. We don't know yet, but having two ultimates alongside separate movesets already tells you how much they're potentially putting into this character. And then we have the domain field. This is probably one of the biggest question marks surrounding her kit right now. We know that some kind of domain field is apparently involved, but we still don't know what the domain field actually does. Maybe increases Fox Lady's damage while she's inside it, maybe interacts with her form, or deals damage to enemies inside that domain field, or it could be something completely different. There's really no point pretending we know when the actual effect hasn't been properly explained yet, but the idea of Fox Lady having her own domain on top of everything else definitely makes the character sound a bit crazier. And then we have coordinated attacks. This is another part that I think could be really important depending on how it's implemented, because when you hear coordinated attacks, you immediately start thinking about the possibility of off-field damage. If Fox Lady can set something up, switch out, and then continue attacking alongside the character you switched into, that can make her much more flexible than just being a character that takes up all of your time on the field. But again, we don't know exactly how these coordinated attacks work. They could be a massive part of her kit, or they could just be one smaller part of a specific form. But when you put everything we currently know together, Fox Lady sounds absolutely ridiculous. And honestly, the biggest thing I want right now isn't even another text leak. I want to see this character, because reading all of this on paper is one thing, but I want to see how fast she actually switches forms and all of her gameplay. Because if the animations matches how crazy the kid sounds, and yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be saving for her, but obviously I still wouldn't start pre-farming anything yet. We're talking about extremely early leaks. We don't have final numbers, we don't have her final materials, we don't know how her forte works, or her ult, or her forms, and most importantly, her kit itself can still change before release. So use all of this as an idea of what Kuro is currently planning for the character, not as a complete finalized kit. But now let's move on to Suoming. This is where I need to correct something from my previous video. If you watched that video, and you probably heard me saying that Suoming was expected to be a Havoc Rectifier character, and yeah, scratch that, because based on the newer leaks, the information appears to have been wrong. Suoming is now looking to be an Electro character. Instead of using a Rectifier, he's apparently going to use a sword. So the current information is Electro Sword, not Havoc Rectifier. And I wanted to make sure that I actually corrected that instead of just ignoring what I said in the previous video. We're getting information about the character that are still far away from actually releasing. Things can change, different sources can contradict each other, and sometimes information I get could be wrong, so I'm sorry if it does. So if something I talk about in one of these leak videos gets corrected later, I'll always try to let you guys know. But there's one interesting part of the previous Suoming information that still seems to be true, and that's the echo damage enhancement. Current leaks are still suggesting that Suoming is gonna enhance echo damage in some way, and honestly, that's probably the most interesting thing we know currently about her, because depending on how this works, Suoming could potentially make echo damage much more important for certain teams, but I don't know. So for now, the three things I will remember about Suoming are: she's currently leaked to be Electro, uses a sword, and she apparently enhances echo damage. That's it. Anything more specific than that right now is probably getting too far ahead of what we actually know. Now obviously, because Suoming and Fox Lady are both currently looking to be Electro, people are going to be asking if they're meant to work together, and maybe they are, but right now we don't have enough information to put that together. So until we get Suoming's full kit, I wouldn't assume she's Fox Lady's dedicated support or anything like that. For now, there's simply two upcoming characters that both happen to currently be leaked as Electro, but I definitely think Suoming is worth watching, especially because echo damage enhancements is pretty different compared to the usual attack rate or elemental damage buffs we normally talk about. So remember, none of this is final, and if there are more leaks, I'll be sure to let you guys know right here on the channel. So that's basically the full recap of everything we currently know, plus the Suoming correction I wanted to make from my last video. If you've missed any of my previous video about Fox Lady, hopefully you're completely caught up now. And obviously, if we get any actual new information after this, I'll make another video and let you guys know. But let me know what you guys think. After hearing the entire kit together like this, are you actually planning to save for Fox Lady? And for Suoming, do you prefer her being Electro Sword, or were you more interested when it was anything else? Let me know down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.